Et salut tout le monde, ça fait plaisir de vous retrouver. Allez, on recommence le let's play de Vampyr. Ah, ça commence bien, il m'envoie chier direct. Ouh, merde.
Rotten oaks, each heart contains the source of life. Drink at this river, try it all. Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Alors, la qualité du sang indique la quantité d'expérience que vous pourrez tirer d'un citoyen. Plus la qualité du sang est bonne, plus la quantité d'expérience reçue est importante. Afin de boire le sang d'une proie, vous devez d'abord la charmer pour la tirer vers un lieu à l'abri des regards. Votre niveau de charme doit être supérieur ou égal à la résistance de ce citoyen. Appuyez sur A pour charmer Clay. Moi j'ai peut-être envie de le sauver.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
On va le relâcher.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
S'il est parti. Ah oui, il a disparu comme ça. Au calme. En espérant que ma décision me fera pas faire une connerie par la suite.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Alors, bonne santé.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Ah, parfait, notre marchand.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Donc on a gagné une investigation. Donc ouais, parler, ça déverrouille plein de trucs en fait. Alors c'est ici que vous pouvez consulter, ok. Donc, minuit dans le jardin, pénétrer dans le jardin. Ok. Avouez qu'il a été attaqué. Il était obligé de s'enfuir par le jardin de l'établissement, mais a perdu son... Ok, bah je pense qu'on... On va essayer de faire ça. Ah ok, ça ce sera quand on ramènera le
Are
portefeuille.
you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Alors qu'est-ce qu'il peut me fier? Fusil Milton. Des cartouches. Ah ouais, et puis ça coûte une blinde ces trucs. Hein. Ouais, je crois qu'on va garder notre bif pour le moment. Hein. Et puis évidemment il me rachète mes trucs pas chers. Tiens, on va vendre la chevrotine pour le moment. Il est pas top. Bah, je pense qu'on va s'attarder sur Sur notre quête secondaire pour commencer. Hein. Est-ce que c'est...
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Here again.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
On va essayer de s'occuper de toi, mon gars. Donc ça j'ai fait. Ouais. Attends, j'ai raté un truc. Non. Je le connais pas suffisamment.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Pourtant il est en bonne santé le type.
Here again.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Elle, je crois qu'elle a un peu mal. Hein.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying.
Ah, c'est chaud ça.
Dead, a ghost or a ghoul. Or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Ouais, elle a vraiment mal. Hein.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howe?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Ah cool, une nouvelle quête. Ah merde, je croyais avoir débloqué des indices moi.
And why do you believe?
I don't need to.
Please.
I can
I see.
never.
It's a
Delusion.
Ah bah non, ça marche pas, je pensais.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
C'est pas bien en théorie, faut pas rentrer dans le délire des passions.
The daily routine.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Ah bah Clay, c'est le mec qu'on a rencontré peut-être tout à l'heure.
Ah no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? to repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Donc elles ont pas toutes un effet qui repousse les vampires.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Bah, il doit être un peu anémié le type à mon avis. Ah non, il est en bonne santé.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
I wish I could be sick again. What can I do for you, Doctor?
Ah bah c'est...
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
On a déjà parlé avec tout le monde. Et on lui a
Good
pas
evening,
parlé.
sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Ah bah il a l'air
Do you
plutôt
need my
sympa.
assistance?
Not at all. I'm sure that you are used to gaining people's trust with your impressive skills. Well, it will not be the case with me.
Do you need my assistance?
Not at all.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on...
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the...
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Oh,
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
that is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital instead of a burden.
Putain, lui je crois que j'aime le faire.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Ouais, on trace.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
I'm all right. Considering the state of this place, I should consider myself lucky, I guess.
Ah, lui, je peux le charmer. Ouais. Ah, c'est impatient de ce médecin.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be in.
I won't lie to you about it.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Doctor?
In other circumstances... Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about...
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want the best for me.
What do you mean?
Oups, non c'est pas grave. Ah, ok, j'ai pas d'indice encore.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Sweet girl. Reads me like a book. Never could keep
Ah, bah très bien. Ah, on peut récupérer des indices comme
Good
ça.
evening, Mr.
Good evening.
Bon, j'expérimente, hein. Je crois que cette vidéo, ça va être beaucoup de blabla avec les patients.
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Dommage, je pensais pouvoir découvrir le dernier truc. Donc en fait, il y a vraiment plein de trucs à découvrir. C'est ça qui est chouette avec ce jeu. Des interactions avec tout.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me...
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Il est fatigué le type. Il faudra faire un traitement pour la fatigue.
Tell me about yourself.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Ok, on va pas trop l'embêter.
How painful is your throat?
So painful I'd rather not talk.
I'm sure you realize a doctor...
Not really.
I see.
Yes, maybe.
How painful...
So painful.
I'll let you get...
Good evening, sir.
Ok, parfait. Et ça c'est qui?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of...
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
I have
Je pose la
other
question, mais
concerns
je
right
pense
now,
pas.
Doctor. But I'm fine, thank you.
What can you tell me about your...
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer.
Il a du bif.
Are you really that rich?
Yes, thanks to my husband.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more...
What do you think of your reception?
I have had the uttermost reservation.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially well...
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad...
Je pose une question banale, mais on dirait que j'interroge comme une voleuse.
And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic.
Donc elle, il faudra s'en méfier.
She charged you for a bed?
Yeah.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick.
I don't expect compensation, Doc.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Ah bah, c'est un plaisir d'avoir des
Do you
gens comme
need
ça.
my
Hein.
medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am here to assist you, not to be a burden.
En tout cas, on va pas éclater les médecins qui sont avec nous. Hein.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with some...
This epidemic may be the century's...
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now,
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am...
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one...
So you believe it's just a...
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blood...
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to...
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and...
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test.
Questions remain about Ark.
True, true.
Do you need help with any...
Well, yes, maybe.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed.
I see. Well... Tell me more about your whip.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe...
What is it you really want?
Fair question.
This personal involvement, do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones and flesh.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Qui nous a raconté un petit bobard l'autre. Allez, dis-moi la vérité, enfoiré.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Tell me about your injury.
My wife died because of me. And
you can't hold yourself responsible.
Of course I didn't hurt myself.
How could your job be...
I was working a double.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
Bon, allez. Lui, je le connais. Non, lui, je le connais aussi. Et je crois pas la connaître.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism.
Do you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm fine.
How would you
It's serious.
You must... Nurse,
je vais passer un peu vite, elle. Hop.
How long?
Or long it.
How is...
Not...
Why did... Why is Milton grumpy?
Milton's not the...
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Bon, ce sera pour plus tard. Je veux juste réessayer un truc.
Good evening.
Evening.
Soldier.
I'm fine.
Soldier.
I'm fine.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Albert.
Disgust on every street corner. A daily routine.
On va pas trop s'attarder non plus. Ok, donc ça c'est les quêtes secondaires. Ok, c'est pas du tout ce que je voulais faire. Ah, non plus. Ok, on peut mettre des repères personnalisés. Ici c'est les marchands. Ok. Alors, non là j'ai rien. Hop. Donc il était fatigué. En gros pour l'instant c'est que de la fatigue pour les gens à traiter. Ok. Du coup, faudrait mieux que je fasse le tour de l'hôpital. Ah, des médocs. On va pas se gêner. Bon, en tout cas, c'était beaucoup de blabla pour cette première partie. Et je vous retrouve pour la suite pour continuer un peu l'émission. Allez, salut!